Welcome troopers to the Imperial Outpost. Look at this. This is the LOLA 59 toy from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Originally designed to be a cute hovering companion for a young Leia Organa. Now it's colourful, it's friendly, and frankly it smells of rebel sentimentality. But here at the Outpost we don't do cute. We do order and we do efficiency. And today we are taking this piece of galactic scrap and subjecting it to a proper Imperial re-education. We're stripping away the red and white and repainting Lola into a sleek, intimidating Imperial scout droid. So troopers, it's time to get to work. Okay, before we can apply the glory of the Empire, we have to tear down the old regime. Now, if you're following along with your own droid, the key here is patience. So firstly, as with all electronics, we have to remove the batteries. And that is done by removing these three screws here on this particular droid. This bottom bit comes off and the batteries are located underneath. Remove the batteries and there's no need to put this bottom on. It just makes it easier for prepping with it off. Okay, so once that's done, it's time for prepping. Now, what you're going to need to do is a light sanding with some fine grit sandpaper all over the top there and all over the bottom, making sure you remove this right in here, which will take a little bit longer. As with sanding, you have a choice of what you'd like to use, whatever you've got to hand. I use a combination of files and a foot sander, depending on the project that I'm doing. So it's entirely up to you. But the key here is just to get it a nice sanding on both sides, which gives the undercoat something to bite into, gives it a better base. And before you come to spraying, don't forget to mask off the lenses here, because as you know, the Empire demands precision, not overspray. That being said, let me get this all sanded and ready for spraying. Okay, so that's the sanding and the masking up done, as you can see. So now we want to go on to the painting. So for our colour scheme, we're going to be discarding the bright hopeful colours of the Republic and we're going to be adopting the monochromatic authority of the Empire. So for the base coat, we're going to have a grey primer over here and all over here. Once that's all dry, we're then going to go in with a black matte, which will be in this centre here. So I will have to mask up the edge here and the centre here, masking up the edge here. Once that's done, I'm going to mask up the middle bit here and the middle bit here to go in with a matte white around the edge of here and around the edge here. Let's get on to spraying. So troopers, that's the grey primer all done. Now I will mask up around the edges and do the matte black. Okay troopers, look at that already. The silhouette looks sharper, meaner and ready to hunt down that rebel scum. Looking more Imperial as we go on. Very, very pleased with that. Okay, so on to the white. With the spraying phase part complete, she's looking very Imperial. Onto the detailing. The detailing stage is complete and take a look at this. Adding the details really makes this droid come to life. Absolutely fantastic. Now, the detailing was done on the wires using a metallic Sharpie. Has to be a metallic Sharpie. Okay, the white and red accents was done with acrylic paint. That's fantastic. Now, this part here was done with rub and buff. Okay, this is silver leaf rub and buff. Dab a little bit on your finger over the raised parts, and it really brings those to life. I will be doing rub and buff on these parts here, but before I do that, we're going to go on to my favourite stage of any project, and that's weathering. And I'm going to use two methods for weathering. I'm going to use the boot polish, watered down boot polish, and a new weathering, which is Humbrol dark earth powder and sand powder. Not used these before. These are used to get in all the nooks and crannies of the droid, so it looks like it's been in, like in the sand on Tatooine, or in the jungles of Endor, etc. And it over time it would get dusty and all that. So looking forward to using this, because I haven't used these before, so that'll be great. Okay, so with all that being said, let's get on to the weathering. Behold the new LOLA 59, no longer a tool for hidden princesses, but an apex predator for the Imperial Security Bureau. From the matte black to the stark crimson and white, this is how you turn a simple toy into a prop. I absolutely love how this custom turned out. The darker colours and weathering completely transform the character of the droid, while still keeping all of the original design features that make Lola so recognisable. It's one of those projects that's simple in concept, but has a huge visual impact. I can easily imagine this version accompanying an Imperial Sand Trooper squad on the sands of Tatooine, or even assisting an Inquisitor during investigations across the galaxy. This project was so much fun, and it's turned out better than I expected. Fantastic. Projects like this remind me why I enjoy customising Star Wars collectibles so much. A simple repaint can completely change the story behind a character or a vehicle. Now, if you've enjoyed this content, I'd really appreciate your support by leaving a like and joining the ranks here at the Imperial Outpost with a subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this Imperial version of Lola 59? And would you display this alongside your Imperial collection? Now, if you want to see more of my customisations, then check out these videos here, and I'll see you in my next transmission. And as always, long live the Empire.